Hello everyone, in this video let us discuss about scapula bone. Scapula bone is present at the posterolateral aspect of our thoracic cage. It has mainly two surfaces, three borders and three angles, finally three processes. Let us discuss all these features in detail. As we already said that it has two surfaces. What are those surfaces? Dorsal surface and costal surface. Okay. It has three borders. No, what are those borders? Superior border, lateral border and medial border. It has three angles. No, what are those angles? Superior angle, inferior angle and lateral angle. Coming to processes, it has again three processes. What are those processes? Spinous process, coracoid process and acromion process. These are the three processes which are present in our scapula. Okay, this is this is a this is the this is our scapula bone. As we already said that the scapula has two surfaces. No, costal surface, this is the costal surface. Okay, and this is the dorsal surface of our scapula. Okay, this is the spinous process. This spinous process divide the uh, dorsal surface into supraspinatus fossa and infraspinatus fossa. Okay, this is the costal surface. Costal surface is also known as the subscapular fossa. These are the three fossa or the two surfaces present in our scapula. Coming to the borders, as we already told that in scapula we can see three borders. No, what are those borders? Superior border, lateral border and medial border. This is the lateral border, this is the medial border. Okay, see, this is the lateral border, this is the medial border and this is the superior border. These are the three borders of our scapula. Okay, coming to the angles, again we have three angles. What are those angles? Superior angle, inferior angle and lateral angle. This is the superior angle, this is the inferior angle and this is the lateral angle. These are the three angles which we can see in our scapula. Coming to processes, we have again three processes. What are those? Spinous process, coracoid process and acromion process. Coracoid process, this is the coracoid process, this is the acromion process and spinous process is present in the dorsal surface of our scapula. This is the dorsal surface. Now we can see the spinous process in the dorsal surface of the scapula. It divides the dorsal surface into supraspinatus fossa and infraspinatus fossa. Okay, acromion process has mainly two borders and two surfaces. Okay, this is the acromion process. Now this is the medial border and this is the lateral border of the acromion process. Medial and lateral borders. Coming to surfaces, it has superior and inferior surfaces. Okay, in coracoid process again we can see it is the example for, it is slightly present laterally and it is the example for atavistic type of epiphysis. Okay, it is a bent and finger like projection. Coming to spinous process, this is the spinous process. Now this is a triangular plate which is present on the dorsal surface of our scapula. It divides the scapula into supraspinatus fossa and infraspinatus fossa, and it has mainly three borders and two surfaces. Okay, and at lateral angle we can see the glenoid cavity. This is the glenoid cavity where the humerus bone articulate with this glenoid cavity and forms the shoulder joint. Okay, it has two tubercles, supraglenoid tubercle and infraglenoid tubercle. Okay, these are the features of our scapula. We have discussed all the features of our scapula. Now let us discuss about the attachment of the scapula. Okay, now let us first discuss about the attachment of the scapula at the dorsal area. Okay, at the dorsal surface, what are the attachments? Let us first discuss. This is the dorsal area of the scapula. Now here we can see the attachment of the subscapularis muscle. This is the this costal surface is also, sorry, this is the costal surface. Now this is the dorsal surface. This is the dorsal surface, this is the costal surface. Here at the costal surface we can see the attachment of the subscapularis muscle. Here the origin of the subscapularis muscle takes place, so I am using the red sketch so that you may understand it clearly. This is the subscapularis fossa. Here the subscapularis muscle takes origin. So this is the subscapularis muscle. In the subscapular fossa we can see the attachment of the subscapularis muscle. Coming to supraspinatus fossa, which is present at the dorsal surface. This is the dorsal surface. Now at the dorsal surface we can see the spinous process which divides the dorsal surface into two fossa, supra and infraspinatus fossa. Now here again we can see the two muscles. What are those muscles? Supraspinatus, the origin of the supraspinatus, and the origin of the infraspinatus muscle we can see in the dorsal surface of the scapula, which is the at the supraspinatus fossa we can see the supraspinatus muscle. At the infraspinatus fossa we can see the origin of the infraspinatus muscle. So here supraspinatus muscle and infraspinatus muscle takes origin. Okay, at supraspinatus fossa, supraspinatus muscle. At infraspinatus fossa, infraspinatus muscle. Okay, these are the muscles which are present in our surface or means dorsal and the costal surface of the scapula. Coming to the borders of our scapula, let us see the attachments at the borders. Okay, this is the medial border and this is the medial and this is the lateral border of our scapula. Now at the medial border of our scapula we can see the insertion of the serratus anterior muscle. This is the medial border, and here we can see the insertion of the infraspinatus muscle. Means at the costal surface of the medial border we can see the insertion of the serratus anterior. So here we can see the insertion of the serratus anterior muscle. Coming to the lateral border, means here at the dorsal surface we can see the attachments. Okay, this is the dorsal surface. Now at the costal surface at the medial border we can see the attachment of the serratus anterior muscle. At the dorsal surface we can see the attachments of, as we have completed the attachments at the surfaces and the borders And now angles. As we already know that what are the angles, we have superior, inferior and lateral angles. Now at the superior angle we can see the attachment of the trapezius muscle, means this trapezius muscle which covers the superior angle of the scapula. At the inferior angle of the scapula we can see the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay, this is the inferior angle. Now here we can, this is the this is the inferior angle. Here we can see the latissimus dorsi muscle. Okay, here we can see the latissimus dorsi. Here this is the superior angle. Now at the superior angle, trapezius muscle covers the scapula. At the inferior angle of the scapula we can see the attachment of the latissimus dorsi muscle. Coming to lateral angle, this is the lateral angle. Now here we can see the glenoid cavity, means this cavity we can see at the lateral angle of the scapula. Now let us discuss the attachment at the processes. Okay, now first at the spinous process. At the spinous process we can see the what are the attachments we can see now. Okay, this is the spinous process now, and this is the acromion process. This is the upper border and this is the lower border of the spine, and this is the medial border, this is the lateral border and the medial border of the acromion processes. Here we can see the attachments of the scapula. At the lower border and the medial, at the lower border and the lateral border of the spine and acromion process we can see the attachment of the deltoid muscle. Okay, means the origin of the deltoid muscle. Here this is, means this is the lower border of the spine and this is the medial border of the acromion process. Here we can see the origin of the deltoid muscle. Okay, now upper border of the spine, at the upper border, this is the upper border now, and at the upper border of the spine and the medial border of the acromion process we can see the attachment of trapezius muscle. Okay, insertion of the trapezius muscle. Okay, I'm using the insertion for blue color and origin for red color so that you may understand it clearly. At lower border and the at lower border of the spinous process and the lateral border of the acromion process we can see the origin of the deltoid muscle. Coming to upper border and the medial border of spinous process and acromion process we can see the trapezius muscle. Okay, here we can see deltoid muscle and here we can see the trapezius muscle. Okay, as we have completed the attachment of the spinous and the acromion process, now the coracoid process. This is the coracoid process now. At coracoid process we can mainly see the attachment of the biceps muscle. Biceps means it has two heads. No, means the short head takes at the origin. The short head of the biceps muscle is present at the supraglenoid tubercle of the glenoid cavity. This is the supraglenoid tubercle. Now here the origin of the short heads of biceps takes place. Okay, and this is the coracoid process. Now here we can see the short head of the biceps muscle. Sorry, here we can see the short head of the biceps muscle. Here we can see the long head of the biceps muscle. As biceps muscle has two heads, no, one is short head and one is long head. Long head at the supraglenoid cavity and short head at the coracoid process. Okay, this long head of biceps at supraglenoid cavity tubercle and at coracoid process, short head of bicep muscle. Okay, we can also see another muscle here. What is that muscle? Coracobrachialis muscle. Okay, at the coracoid process we can see the origin of the coracobrachialis muscle. Okay, and another muscle also we can see here, but we can see the insertion here, not the origin. As the origin of the short head of the biceps and the coracobrachialis are present along with these two muscles, we can also see the insertion of the pectoralis minor muscle. Okay, pectoralis minor muscle also. Pectoralis minor muscle is also present at the coracoid process of the scapula. Here we can see mainly three muscles. What are those muscles? Short head of the biceps and coracobrachialis and pectoralis minor. These are the three muscles we can see at the coracoid process of the scapula. Okay, now we have completed the processes also at the infraglenoid. Means here we can see the our glenoid cavity has two parts now, supraglenoid tubercle and the infraglenoid tubercle. Okay, at the infraglenoid tubercle we can see the origin of the long head of the triceps muscle. Okay, long head of the triceps muscle. These are the attachments of our scapula. Coming to the ligaments of our scapula. Coming to the ligaments of the scapula, we can see mainly glenoid labrum, acromioclavicular ligament, coracoclavicular ligament, coracohumeral ligament, coracoacromial ligament, transverse ligament, and the sphenoid ligament. Okay, these are the ligaments which are present in our scapula. Coming to the clinical anatomy, we can see mainly two conditions. What are those conditions? Winging of scapula and scaphoid scapula. Okay, winging of scapula is nothing but at the medial border we can see the attachment of the serratus anterior muscle. No, the paralysis of this muscle leads to this condition known as the winging of the scapula. In this condition we can see the medial border of the bone become very prominent so that the arm cannot be abducted beyond 90 degrees. Okay, in winging of scapula we can see the paralysis of the serratus anterior muscle so that the medial border will become so much prominent so that we cannot do the movement beyond the 90 degrees. In scapula, the medial border become very much concave. These are the conditions which we can see in the scapula. Okay, this glenoid labrum is present at the glenoid cavity of our scapula. Acromioclavicular ligament is present at, means it joins the acromion process and the clavicle and form the acromioclavicular joint. Okay, coracoclavicular ligament is present at the coracoid process of the of the scapula and at the clavicle. Okay, coracohumeral ligament is present at the coracoid process and the humerus. It connects the coracoid process of the scapula and humerus bone. Okay, coracoacromial ligament is present at the coracoid process and the acromion process. Okay, transverse ligament is present at the suprascapular notch and it is converted into foramen which transfers the suprascapular nerve. Okay, the suprascapular vessels lie above this ligament only. Coming to the sphenoglenoid ligament, it bridges the sphenoglenoid notch. The suprascapular vessels and nerves passes deep to it. Okay, this is the, I will show you the supraglenoid notch. This is the supraglenoid notch, means that muscle present here only. Sphenoglenoid ligament is present here only. Okay, this is the sphenoglenoid ligament. It bridges at the suprascapular notch. This is the suprascapular notch. Okay, here we can see the suprascapular vessels and nerves. Okay, thank you.